Very good day. You are listening to Change Radio News. Today is Friday, the 2nd of May, 2025. The news read by Olive Ruzuzo. Here are the news headlines. Teachers meeting on Workers' Day demand a $500 basic salary. Honorable Chibaya calls on workers to protest low wages, and fresh land invasions reported in Triangle. And now for the news in detail. The Progressive Teachers Union of Zimbabwe held a Workers' Day meeting at Allen Wilson School in Harare. Union leader Dr. Takavafira Joe said teachers are demanding a basic salary of $500 and a rural allowance. He also confirmed that the Public Service Commission was present at the event. Let's hear Dr. Joe speak.
Gathering across the country in order to commemorate the struggles of workers from the 17th century, and in particular the victory over 8-hour working day, 8-hour rest, and 8-hour recreational facilities. However, in Zimbabwe, workers were mourning their demise or the fall from grace to grass with a monotonous regularity, because the salaries of workers have been eroded by inflation, and the government also cooled salaries, particularly of government workers, in October 2018. So what the workers, whether in a public sector or private sector, are clamoring for in Zimbabwe is that employers must pay them well. They must pay salaries that are above PDL. They must also respect collective bargaining in terms of Section 65 of the Constitution and the ILO Convention 87 and 98, and ensure that workers enjoy a decent work agenda. Government workers saw their employer Public Service Commission joining them in the celebrations or commemorations at Allen Wilson. But the workers sent a clear message to the government that workers are angry and apprehensive, and that the government must, as of immediate, provide a rescue package to workers and ensure that it restores the purchasing power of their salaries that were cooled in October 2018. That was a message that was clear, and we made it so clear to Public Service Commission that they must also convey the message to Cabinet, to the President of the country, that Zimbabwean workers cannot afford to be poor or wallowing in poverty in a country that has abundant resources.
Bruce Mosque also spoke to Change Radio. He said Zimbabwe has enough resources to pay its workers, but the money is being looted by a few individuals. Here is what he said.
Workers are the vital cogs in the wheel of economic development and prosperity. Our workers have valiantly elected a life of hard work for their families. Sadly, they are struggling it out under deplorable conditions. It's unfortunate that their selfless services to our motherland are being ignored. However, they must not be distracted. As long as we have a government that is not able to fulfill its promises, workers are going to suffer eternally. Expecting good working conditions and salaries from this current regime is like waiting for a ship at an airport. It's a melancholy truth and frightful that only evil servants are surviving lavishly as they plot to desecrate and rape our constitution for power retention. Only a democratic government under the leadership of President Advocate Chamisa will restore workers' dignity.
Meanwhile, Honorable Amos Chibaya has urged the Zimbabwean Congress of Trade Unions to organize stayaways and peaceful protests. He said these actions must target both the government and those Chinese employers who are underpaying workers. Chibaya said workers have the right to protest under Section 59 of the Constitution. He made these comments during the Workers' Day celebrations in Zimbabwe. A new wave of land invasions has started in Triangle in the Bongwe BJB area. Some groups of white settlers have been seen in the area, and the locals fear they may be trying to take over land again. With high unemployment, some residents see this as a job opportunity, while others fear losing their homes. Let's hear from one of the residents.
Zumbarwana madala, zumbile Barack Obama, zumbile na. Ina wona umadilungu alawa. Manga kemba le chambanje. Aku vanele tiprasini no tiprasini fwakabo garmota. Toti kuya kwele vo masangula kama bangwani. Kaumiwa madilungu se abuyile xitalo manje. Abuyile xitalo valungu se vangena bruru, vangena valungu. Se kakaphegiwa siku la 30 kutoka ku gridiwa mapato. Kutoka gridiwa mapato, kulota va ni changes. Swa tshembisa. Sile ku xitoli. Loko moto kwa damanu sukila. Most wa kunani se tiko lili ya manje meleka ya alawa manje.
In Chiredzi South, Zimbabweans working abroad have joined hands to build a shopping mall at Chikombedzi Growth Point. The investors got approval from local authorities and construction has started. This shows that local people can still drive development even without government help. In nearby Chilonga, the community is building a bridge by hand after the collapse of their only link to Chiredzi through Hippo Valley Estates. Led by Chief Chilonga, people are lifting stones, unloading trucks, and even cooking together. The chief said they are tired of waiting for government promises. Kudakwashe Gopo, a known supporter of General Chiwenga, was jailed in Bikita on Wednesday. He was found guilty of assaulting a woman in 2024. He will spend 1 year and 2 months in prison. Gopo has a history of violence, and some believe his arrest is linked to his opposition to Mnangagwa's 2030 plans. Honorable Desire Moyo, the MP from Nkulumani, has criticized Minister Daniel Gagwe for what he described as a reckless and offensive statement that undermines the Ndebele people. Moyo said the remarks were unacceptable and demanded an apology. He spoke to Change Radio earlier today.
Ngicabanga ukuthi lelizwe lidinga abakhokheli abaqotho, abakhokheli abangenelisi ukuziguqula ngabenxele, abakhokheli abazakwazi ukubana ilizwe leZimbabwe lakhiwe ngezizwe eziningi, njalo ilizwe leli ekwakhiweni kwalo abanikazi labo behlukene ngemihlobo, ngemimbala, ngokuhlala lakendawo eziningi. Kuyikuthuka lokuklamasa lokuntela lokugqabhaza okwedlulisileyo ukuzwa uminista wakulelizwe esitsho ukubana khona umbuso wamaNdebele wachabalala kawusekho. Ngibona ngathi akulamhlamba elempoko ebhokileyo ukwedlula yona leyi. Ngiyafisa ukuthi ngabe uminister engapersonalize izinto zelizwe, nxa elenzondo yakhe, nxa kukhona okumdakayo lapha nathi khona, nxa kukhona okumhlukuluzayo akufisayo abantu abakuyalayo ukuthi kwenzakale kuze ke futhi uthethe kusenzakala ma abantu bekuphika kungayenzakali. Sicela ukuthi engabhoziseli kithi esizweni samaNdebele. Kabe kwazi ukubana amaNdebele ngabantu abalenkolo yabo, ngabantu abalokukhokhela ubuqotho bomdabu obujileyo obuvuthweyo. Ngalokho ke kuqakathekile ukubana behlonitshwe kanjalo njengazo zonke izizwe ezikuleli lizwe. Ngiyakhuleka, ngiyafisa, ngiyathandaza ukubana uMinister ahloniphe abantu beZimbabwe ngokwahlukana kwabo. Njalo engaqali kumbe ngithi angaphindi ukuthunuka amandebele ngoba maningi amanxeba abhibhidla isizweni sikaMzilikazi kaMashobana kaMangedekalanga. Ngalokho-ke ngingajabula kakhulu uma ngaba ngumuntu who can present his apology to the Ndebele people and everyone else. Ngoba uthinta amandebele, uthinta amakhalanga, uthinta abeSuthu, uthinta amaXhosa, uthinta abesitongeni, uthinta abashoneni. Ngoba sisizwe sililizwe leZimbabwe sonke nini. Ngakho-ke ngalokho ngiyathandaza ngoba uMinister uGarwe ngoba uphutha bakhe lamabatha akhe alungisise ukuze simhloniphe njalo ahloniphe lembono kaMongameli yobani indaba eGoground ilungiswe eyahlunduzisa samandebele so engaqhubeki esiba ngumlenka esizweni somthwakazi.
We also spoke to community member Tendai Luba Masocha. This is what she said.
Good evening, Change Radio listeners. We are appalled and deeply hurt by Minister Daniel Garwe unwarranted words against King Bulelani Khumalo. The people of Matabeleland have suffered enough marginalization, abuse, and historical injustices, including the pain of genocide and atrocities. His statements are not only an affront to the king, but an insult to our entire community. We demand a full apology for his hateful remarks. We expect more respect and understanding from leaders, not divisive rhetoric that exacerbates our historical wounds.
The poor state of Zimbabwe's health system has once again led to loss of life. Retired Brigadier General Victor Rungani died this week after failing to get a ventilator. His daughter, Professor Ellen Rungani, said her father went to 3 hospitals, but none had the equipment needed. Many hospitals in Zimbabwe have no medicine and lack basic tools to save lives. Meanwhile, many citizens are questioning businessman Neil Chibaya's latest car donations. He reportedly gave out 2 Toyota Land Cruisers worth $400,000. Citizens say it is wrong to give out luxury cars while hospitals have no medicine. The Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission is under fire after leaked audio exposed a plot to manipulate Rainbow Tourism Group shares. The audio suggests ZAC officials were involved in an extortion plan along a former RTG employee. Police have arrested a bus driver and conductor from Inter-Africa for smuggling illegal medicine. The drugs were worth over $18,000. The suspects were caught on April 29 and are now in police custody. In sports news, the UEFA Champions League trophy arrived in Victoria Falls yesterday. It was brought by German football legend Bastian Schweinsteiger, who is the UEFA football ambassador. Our reporter gives us more. Warriors midfielder Andy Farairimota has been named the 24-25 Cardiff City Football Club Player of the Season. To end the news, here are the headlines once again. Teachers meeting on Workers' Day demand a $500 basic salary. Honorable Chibaya calls on workers to protest low wages. And fresh land invasions reported in Triangle. This concludes our news bulletin. Thank you for listening. From myself, Olive, and the entire team at Change Radio, have a blessed weekend.